I work at Pike Place Fish Market. We're known as the guys that throw the fish. It's been owned by the same owner since 1965, Johnny Yokoyama. He bought it for like $3,500. I think it's paid for itself by now. A lot of people wonder why we throw the fish. A lot of that actually, it just started off as laziness, because we don't want to walk all the way around the counter, all the way back for like a bag of clams. So we started throwing the fish, and then it became fun, and then we started throwing them further. We moved the shellfish and the salmon display back, and that's how the tradition was born. I've been here, about 14 years. Most of the guys that have worked here have been here decades. It's a family-run place, People have been here like 30, 40 years, people have retired from here. So we're actually one of the few companies down here that, have full benefits for the employees, get profit sharing, all that stuff. So it's a good job.
So here, this is what we call the salmon bench. Mm-hmm. And a lot of what we have here, at least measured in weight, most of it is salmon, but you can kind of see there's a variety of fish. A lot of it are simply the whole fish, fish meaning fish in the whole form. We have clams and mussels, trout and tilapia. These are ling cod here, black cod, also known as sablefish. We have some mackerel. There's a little halibut hiding up in here. Probably about a 20, 25 pound halibut. Then over here we have the king salmon. These are fresh kings caught in southeast Alaska right now. And then over here we have these sockeye salmon. These are fresh kings. These are previously frozen sockeye salmon. A lot of the fish that we get here, it's either brought in through what we call a broker, or sometimes we get it through a wholesaler, or we actually get it from the producer. A good example is these trout and tilapia. The trout and tilapia are always farm raised. And so we actually are getting them from the outfit that grows these fish. Mm-hmm. Same would be said about the Penn Cove mussels. Those come from up north on Whidbey Island, from the Penn Cove Mussel Farm, and they truck them down here for us. These fish, the ling cod and the black cod, they're caught locally in Washington. These are wild fish. Black cod is maybe one of the most endeared fish of this area. It's really buttery, it's really fatty, has a wonderful mild, rich flavor to it. It's amazing fish. King salmon is probably one of the most heralded fish. In terms of salmon, it has the highest fat content, so it's going to be the most buttery, the most rich, and juicy in texture. These are by far maybe some of the highest quality salmon out there, period. And then there's the sockeye salmon, much more prolific in terms of, there's a lot of sockeye available. And these were caught and frozen at sea in the summertime. And they're beautiful. These are wonderful fish. In terms of previously frozen fish, these are some of the best that we can get. You can actually see the iridescence and the scaling. And so these fish were frozen sooner after they were caught than even some of the, in terms of how they appear, these look and sometimes are more deceptive in that they look more fresh than some of the actual fresh fish we get. And these guys come in literally sometimes overnight. Typically the fish that arrive here that are fresh caught are about 12 hours to 3 days out of the water. They have a shelf life of roughly approximately 12 days. But our turnover rate, meaning once the fish get here, they only stay here for about 3 to maybe 5 days. So we turn them over much sooner than they would spoil. Yeah, these are all mostly fish coming out of the Northwest.